volume present sa kanyang katawan due to massive transfusion. Okay, imagine, no, if the patient, for example, requires 5 units of platelet. Okay, 5 units of platelet. If you're going to separate one whole bag of whole blood, which is 450 ml of blood, so yung one bag of blood, one bag of blood contains 450 ml. And if you're going to extract platelet, approximately mga 30 ml to 50 ml na platelet ang ma-contain. So just imagine if the doctor would require the patient to be transfused with 5 units, tapos hindi mo ginawang component, ibig sabihin, 5 whole blood mo i-transfuse sa iya, ha? Tama? Para makuha niya itong 30 ml na platelet in one bag. That's, so what do you think will happen to the patient? So that's 450 ml times mo ng 5 plus ang kanya pang sariling dugo. Diba? Circulatory overload ang muscle pasyente. Right? Okay, so massive pa yun. For example, kasi nag-bleeding, no? So dili siya pwede. That's why you need only to get the platelet from the whole blood and give only the platelet to the patient. Nasabtan? Nasabtan? Okay. So, yun yung tinatawag natin blood component therapy. Okay? So, basically, the process of blood component preparation is used in order to maximize the usage of blood. So, yun yung gusto natin mangyari. No? We want to maximize the usage of blood, okay? And it is also being said na mas safer na ang pagbibigay ng component rather than whole blood to a patient. No? So, mas maraming mga adverse effects if whole blood yung ibibigay than if it is component. Plus the fact that we wanted to maximize the usage of blood. No? Kasi sayang kung kaayo, yun lang factor na yun. For example, factor 8 lang yung tinatag. Good lang, yung hatag, diba? Pwede mang i-extract mo lang yung factor 8, no, from the whole blood. Para, the rest, imagine that. Kung magkuha ka whole, if you have one whole blood, okay, and then you're going to process that into how many components you can extract actually, RBC, plasma, no? Plasma core, platelet, cryoprecipitate, pila ka bo, upat ka bo, for example, pila ka bo patient maka-benefit ang isa ka donor, upat. Diba? That's maximizing the usage. Rather than giving the whole blood, isa lang ka-patient maka-benefit. Shit, that's my point. So that's why it is very, very important for you to understand the importance of blood component preparation and blood component therapy. Claro? So these particular slides are courtesy of Ma'am Bea. Sa kayo galing ko. Salamat, Ma'am Bea. Okay? So, the primary goal of blood collection and segregation, again, the primary goal of blood collection and segregation is basically to provide blood product that will give, remember, that will give optimal benefit to the patient. Now, we just do not simply give blood for the sake of giving it, but we have to make sure that the blood that the patient will be receiving have optimal benefit to him or her. Claro? Okay, so thus it is necessary that every medical technologist or phlebotomist working in the blood bank facilitation understand their role. Okay, alam dapat nila yung kanilang role in donor screening, blood collection, blood processing, blood storage, blood transportation, and everything. Because all of that processes would matter in terms of the quality of the blood that we're going to give to the patient. Okay, so what is basically, because we have already the primary goal, okay, of doing proper blood collection, which is to what? Again, optimize, diba, the benefit that the patient can get out of blood transfusion. So how are we going to optimize the benefit? Okay, by number one, okay, as medical technologists, we have to make sure to maintain the viability and function of the blood that we are releasing from the blood bank facility. Klaro? Kaya again, ano yun? Maintaining the viability and function of the blood that we release in the blood bank. So, how are we going to ensure viability and function of the blood component? Okay, by practicing the correct way of what? Collection. Okay, what else? Component preparation. Okay, storage. Okay, and transport, and giving proper instruction in terms of transportation of the blood. Okay, nakuha? Kasi any of those processes, pag mali yung ginawa natin, that would also reflect on the quality of the blood and blood component. So, say for example, the blood that you are preparing is a platelet concentrate. Kasi yun yung reference. Platelet concentrate. The patient in the hospital needs platelet concentrate. Okay? So, the process ka of donor is segregating the platelet from the PAC-RBC and the plasma. So, you have now the platelet. Okay, however, nakalimutan mo na ilagay ang platelet sa what? Agitator machine. So what do you think now will happen? Okay, remember, a requirement, if it's a platelet concentrate, it should be stored at 20 to 24 degrees Celsius with constant agitation. Okay, why? Bakit kailangan ng constant agitation? To prevent the clumping of the platelets. So once the moment na nag-clump the mga platelets, it's no longer viable for transfusion. Did you understand? So that's why we have to maintain what? Viability and the function of the blood product that we are going to give to the patient. Okay. Next is to prevent physical changes. Again, prevent physical changes. Now, we cannot really get rid of biochemical changes after the blood has been withdrawn from the donor and blood being packed inside the blood bank and stored. So the moment that the blood undergoes these processes, withdrawal from the donor, okay, putang niyo dito sa blood bag, store niyo, natin din makita po ng mga biochemical changes. Okay, that's why we cannot really prevent it from happening. But what we can do is to prevent further physical changes or damage to the blood. Tama? Okay? So if meron man, at least to the minimal lang. Tama? Okay, klaro? Minimal lang. So, hindi natin masasabi na the quality of blood coming from the donor will have the same 100% quality with that of those na nasa blood bank. Meron talaga somehow. Nag-deteriorate na siya naman. But what we wanted is to minimize the further physical changes. Okay? That's why, to make sure na mangyari yan, then we have to what? Place the blood bag or blood in the blood bag or add anticoagulant and additive solution in the blood bag. Okay? Before we are going to collect the blood. Nakuha? Gets? Okay, so addition of anticoagulant and additive solution will actually help in preventing further damage or physical changes, biochemical changes sa ating. Naintindihan? Okay, so, okay, next is minimize bacterial contamination. Okay, next is minimizing bacterial contamination. So we can actually prevent bacterial contamination if we are going to do the proper storage procedure for each blood component. So each blood component have their own standard storage temperature. So for example, if it's platelet, as I said, it's 20 to 24 degrees Celsius or at room temperature. Okay, if it's PAC-RBC, that's 1 to 6 degrees Celsius, that's refrigerator temperature. And if it is fresh frozen plasma, cryoprecipitates, so that's stored like negative 18 degrees Celsius. So that is through the use of a freezer. Kaya in a blood bank facility, ang dami-dami ng equipment na natin. Kasi each of these equipment plays a very important role in proper storage and processing of the blood. Nakuha? Okay. So, like for example, okay, diba, minimize. Sabi dito, hindi prevent ma-eliminate, no? Kasi may chance talaga. Pero we are strict in terms of like disinfecting the arms of our donor, no? Hindi lang tayo nag-clean ng arms ng donor using 70% alcohol, but in the blood bank facility, we also want to get rid of any fungal, okay, elements. So that's why it should be 70% alcohol, followed by iodine, and then followed by alcohol again. Gets? So yung stringent, no, ang measures na ginabuhat nato in disinfecting the arms of the donor, because we do not want any contamination to be present sa ating blood bank. Because of course, we know for a fact, you can still remember in your back then, one of the specimen that is considered to be sterile is the blood. Diba? Blood, kung walang any infection ang isang pasyente, okay, it's considered to be sterile. Okay? So since it is sterile, okay, wala siyang normal flora, it doesn't even have a normal flora. Hence, the moment na a germ, okay, thrives into the blood, it can really multiply very fast. Okay? Yes? Okay, so that's why sa blood bank facility, one of the measures that we do in order to prevent growth and multiplication of bacteria in the blood is to immediately place the blood in the refrigerator. Okay? Kasi remember, di ba, ang refrigerator is what? Static, di ba? Static, it will what? Prevent, okay, growth and multiplication of bacteria. But it will not kill, but it will just reduce. It will just maintain the number. Okay? So that is why, if for example, we have a red blood cell unit, we have a pack RBC, sabi natin, pack RBC should be stored at refrigerator temperature. Okay? Primarily to prevent further growth of bacteria in the blood. Okay? Kasi, for example, nag-collect ka ng blood from a donor, and then may isang, paglinis mo ng arm, may isang bacterium na naiwan, hindi naalis pag-disinfect mo. Tapos yung bacterium na yun nakapasok sa blood bank. I-process ko, pero still nandun siya sa yung pack RBC. Eh hindi mo nakalimutan mo, hindi mo kaagad nilagay yung blood sa refrigerator. Kasi naiwan mo siya sa room temperature. You remember, room temperature can also be a good environment for growth of bacteria. Right? So, nag-grow, for example, sa Staphylococcus epidermidis, nag-grow, nag-multiply sa Staph epi. Remember your generation time in your bacteria? Each of these bacteria have their own generation time. So, for example, ang generation time ng Staph epidermidis is 2 minutes. So, ibig sabihin, every 2 minutes, nasa-split siya into 2. Okay, so example, yung sabi ko kanina, isang bacterium lang yung nakapasok. Ang problema, nakalimutan mo siya ilagay sa refrigerator for 5 hours. So, nag-iwan siya at room temperature for 5 hours. Hindi mo na rin. So, tingnan mo na lang anong mangyayari multiplication niya. 1, after 2 minutes, nagiging 2. After 2 minutes, nagiging 4. After another 2 minutes, nagiging 8. Okay, another 2 minutes, nagiging 16, and so on and so forth. Ilang 2 minutes in 1 hour? Okay, ilang 2 minutes in 5 hours? So, ilan kaya ngayon ang kagaw na naadito na initially isa lang punta? Ha? Okay, and do you think if that blood na overgrowth of organism matransfuse sa imong pasyente, what do you think would happen to your patient? The patient might die of sepsis. Right? Gets? Okay. So the reason why each of these components have their own storage. Kaya nga yung platelet, hindi siya po pwedeng store, no? Nang kagaya sa pack RBC na ang lifespan niya 21 days, depende on the anticoagulant na ginamit natin. Pwede 21 days, pwede 35 days, no? Diba? Pwede 42 days. But strictly for platelet, it should only be 5 days at the maximum. Yung maximum na yung 5 days. If within 5 days, hindi magamit ang platelet niyan, all of this should be discarded. Gets? Gets? Okay. Next, okay, blood bank facility requires a lot of equipment. Sabi ko kanina, no? The blood bank facility, marami yung equipment. Pagpasok sa loob, ang lalaki ng mga equipment doon, no? And all of these equipments are basically used for manufacturing, for quality control, and for storage. So meron tayong mga equipment na ginagamit cleanly for manufacturing, meron tayong mga equipment na ginagamit sa quality control, meron tayong mga equipment na ginagamit purely for storage. Okay, sige. Start with manufacturing. Okay, so number one is gumagamit tayo ng blood bag. Diba? Gumagamit tayo ng blood bag. So blood bag are considered the containers of the blood during donation. So doon natin nilalagay sa blood bag, okay, yung ating dugo na kinuha sa ating donor. And there are various types of blood bag. Meron tayong single bag, double bag, triple bag, quadruple bag. Okay? Ang paggamit ng type of blood bag would actually depend kung anong klaseng processing ang gagawin natin sa ating dugo. So for example, ma'am, it's a patient-directed transfusion. Patient-directed. Ibig sabihin, nagbigay ng dugo ang donor kasi meron siyang pasyente. And the patient is what? Anong problem ng patient? Vehicular accident. So, loss of blood volume. Loss of red cell, loss of plasma. So, ano ang pinaka-best na ibigay sa kanya? Whole blood. Diba? Whole blood. So, merong donor, okay, for that patient needing whole blood, okay, alam mo naman, kasi patient-directed siya, at alam mo whole blood ang kailangan. You don't need to use what? Double blood, triple blood, quadruple blood. You just use the